as it relates to theme parks in California, the pandemic response is back in the news today, and in a big way. There's the win for Governor Newsom in the recall election held yesterday. There's news that Disney's been contacted by the Biden administration on how to handle vaccination requirements. There's a new LA County mandate that may require theme park guests to show proof of vaccination in order to enter. We'll talk about each of these next on Fresh Baked. Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to Fresh Baked. You know, it's been an interesting, politically charged couple of days here in Southern California. Last night, it was confirmed that Governor Newsom survived his recall challenge and will remain governor of California through at least 2022. Now, while there's no immediate impact that can be observed today, there are many who believe that Newsom has plans to strengthen COVID-related restrictions. Of course, there's no direct relationship to, the recall election and theme parks, specifically at least. Newsom's recent history with theme parks and the pandemic are pretty well documented. Basically, he's not a fan. Right now, as far as the state is concerned, it's wide open. There are no restrictions whatsoever. What restrictions are in place are being done at a county or city level, or being done by an individual business. For whatever this is worth, I don't believe that things are going to get significantly more strict, at least not on a state level. But that doesn't mean that things can't change with a given city, county, or individual business. For example, Disney has already put forth their own guidance. They require masks to be worn indoors on any kind of Disney property. And recently, you probably heard, they are requiring proof of vaccination or a recent negative COVID test for all employees. Neither of these were required by the state or the county. They did this voluntarily. But LA County is making this a mandate, a county-wide mandate. Today it was reported that soon the county will require all indoor areas of bars, wineries, and nightclubs to provide proof of vaccination or a recent negative COVID test. And in this case, it's not a strong recommendation, as we've been seeing so frequently with the CDC guidance. It's not a recommendation, it's a mandate. More importantly, at least as far as viewers of this video are concerned, the order will also require all attendees, employees, and participants of outdoor mega events to also provide proof of vaccination or recent negative COVID test. Mega event, that's a term that we've heard before. A mega event is any event that is attended by 10,000 or more guests, aka sporting events and theme parks. Now, to clarify, this is LA County. And Disneyland is in Orange County, so as of now, Disneyland would not be affected by this mandate. But of course, Universal Studios and Six Flags Magic Mountain are. And to me, it would seem weird if Universal Studios and Magic Mountain had their own guidelines, their own vaccine requirements that were different than that which are happening at Disneyland. Or Knott's Berry Farm, which is also in Orange County. I guess what I'm saying is that while this is so far LA County only, it would not surprise me in the least to see Orange County follow suit. And they will be under considerable pressure to do so by LA. Now you may be asking, why is that so? Why would LA be putting pressure on Orange County to follow suit? Well, think about it like this. If LA does have a strict vaccination policy, whereas Orange County does not, then all of those fun-seeking individuals who don't want to get vaccinated are going to go to Orange County in order to have all of that fun. They're just going to go south to Orange County. Obviously, that's bad for business. So where this goes in the near future is going to be a fascinating story to watch. For the longest time, we've been waiting to find out how these kinds of events play out because, up until now, these moves have been few and far between. We haven't seen a lot of this required vaccination stuff, at least, obviously post reopening of the state. But we're about to see just how this plays out in real time in the next couple of weeks. This is going to be a very interesting story to watch. But for now, let's go back to the conversation regarding Governor Newsom and his surviving the recall election and the possibility of him enacting more strict COVID restrictions statewide. And I say this, I do believe that this will be as strict as it gets. Though the state hasn't done anything on a state level, it is still, as I mentioned, wide open. I do believe that if they did, it wouldn't go beyond requiring proof of vaccination. I don't think, in other words, we're heading for any kind of shutdown. I don't believe that we're heading in that direction, mostly because it appears that Disney also doesn't believe that we're heading in that direction. In observing Disney's moves as of late, they are acting like a company that is not worried about further restrictions. Rather, they are acting like a company that is trying to get things fully operational as quickly as possible. They are acting with confidence, and that confidence comes from somewhere. I mean, I would assume that they're a fairly well-informed organization, if you catch my meaning. So, shutdown? No, probably not. But proof of vaccination? A very definite maybe. Oh, and by the way, on this topic, the Biden administration has been reaching out to business leaders on providing a workable solution for vaccine mandates. And this includes Disney and Bob Chapek. Disney, of course, is already in the process of rolling out their own vaccine mandate for their internal employees, their cast members. And I would imagine the administration, the Biden administration, is seeking their advice on, how they went about doing that, because they're about to do this. You may have heard a couple of weeks ago that the Biden administration was considering a vaccine mandate for all federal agencies and all businesses with 100 or more employees. All this being said, we're not there yet. We're not all the way to there being a requirement to prove vaccinations. But I would say, reading the tea leaves, we got to be like halfway there, I think. Based on recent developments, if there was momentum going in either direction, the momentum is definitely going in the direction of proof of vaccinations. So stay tuned to FreshBaked for more news on this story as it develops. In the meantime, enjoy our videos from the park. We've also got episode 6 of our podcast on the way. If it isn't already out, I'm not sure, depending on when this video gets released. If it hasn't yet, stay tuned. Episode 6 is on the way. If it is out, watch it. Otherwise, please do follow us on Instagram at _FreshBaked, on Twitter at FreshBakedDisney, that's fresh with no E, and on TikTok at FreshBakedDisney. And if you enjoy our show and would like to show your support, please do consider joining our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/FreshBaked. Otherwise, thanks again for joining us, everybody. Do be safe out there. Be kind to one another. FreshBaked.
And so I make a point every time I go to Disneyland to really kind of feel and absorb what's happening to me when I walk down Main Street when I first get to the park, while at the same time observing and noting that there are plenty of guests who kind of just are in a hurry to get to wherever it is that they're going, at the expense of not enjoying Main Street the way that Walt intended. And that's one of the reasons why I say that phrase so often whenever people ask me for advice about going to Disneyland. One of the first things I say almost every time is don't be in a hurry. Right. Don't be in a hurry, because there's so much Disney to take in that has nothing to do with Space Mountain or Indiana Jones or Galaxy's Edge. There are qualities to Disneyland that you just need to, when they, you got to stop and smell the Disneyland, as it were. Yep. Main Street is that place for me. It's a place that gets, overlooked and disregarded. People don't even think of it as a land. And I think I've said that on this podcast before. And when you think about it in terms of lands, it's my favorite land.